Everson Griffen has made it abundantly clear through social media that he wants to return to Minnesota. His current Instagram story has somewhere around, I want to say, 1,000 different reshares of other Instagram users saying something along the lines of, "Please, Everson Griffen, come home. Please come back." And earlier today, he posted on his Instagram account that he drove past the Vikings facility, TCO Performance Center, took a picture of it, and then shared it on his Instagram account. So clearly he wants to come back. And it's funny how this has come full circle because he signed with Dallas this past offseason. Mid-season, he was traded to Detroit. And that first game against the Lions for the Vikings, Mike Zimmer was asked by a reporter, what is it like for your team, for you to have to face your former player in Everson Griffen? And Mike Zimmer says something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing here, "Oh yeah, Everson Griffen, he's a very good player. I coached him for a long time. I respect him, blah, blah, blah." And Everson Griffen, I guess he was informed about it or he found out about it. And he was doing a Zoom or a Skype interview with the media, and he basically went off, just found a reason to get upset about that and say, "Oh yeah, you think I'm just a good player, huh? Oh yeah, I'm going to show you what a good player is all about." And I'm sorry, as someone who really just routinely shreds Mike Zimmer, on this podcast, I thought it was incredibly unfair, unnecessary towards Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer showed all respect towards Everson Griffen. And who knows? The dude probably got ass blindsided, wasn't even thinking about, what do you think about Everson Griffen? He just came up with an answer off the top of his head. Yeah, Everson Griffen, he's a good player, coached him for a while, yada, yada, yada. It was just so unnecessary. And so now he wants to come back. Fast forward to now, should the Vikings bring back Everson Griffen? Yeah, of course they should, for at least two reasons. Number one, Mike Zimmer recently talked about the offseason and what he wants to do with the team, and he said, we need pass rushers. That's the priority here. And when you look at the Minnesota Vikings this past 2020 season, the Vikings had 23 sacks on the year. That's 28th in the league. Now, some of that, or a lot of that, Danielle Hunter being out for the season, absolutely, 100%. But I'm sorry, Ifeadi Odenigbo, Mr. Odenigbo, tweeted out fool's gold when the Vikings traded for Yannick Ngakoue. In 15 games played this past 2020 season, 3.5 sacks? Really? After having 7 the year before as a rotational player? That's not going to cut it. And number two, going back to Danielle Hunter, the man is recovering from a neck injury. I like to think that, oh my God, he's going to come back and everything's going to be fantastic. But neck injuries are a tricky situation. It's something we really, really have to monitor. But the Vikings, they need all the pass rush help that they can get. Although I must say, DJ Wonnum, who I had my doubts, serious doubts about the guy coming out of South Carolina, played in just 44% of the snaps in 2020. In those snaps, 3 sacks, 1 pass deflection, 1 forced fumble, 24 tackles, 5 TFLs. That's impressive. That's a good starting point. After that, Danielle Hunter, huge question mark. After that, there's nothing else. The Minnesota Vikings should 100% bring back Everson Griffen. Now, is he being thirsty on social media? Yeah, he is. Does it matter? Nope. In fact, it actually helps the Minnesota Vikings in terms of leverage, because if you're Rick Spielman and Rob Brzezinski and you have your contract talk, you say, hey, Everson, clearly you want to come back. So here's what we're going to do for you. We'll give you a vet minimum deal. We'll boost it up with benchmark incentives. Keep the cap hit low. It's a win-win for everybody. Bring back Everson Griffen, if nothing else, for depth and leadership. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do this 3 times a week. Mediocre at Best Sports Podcast, Realistic Randy. Check me out on Twitter at realistic_Randy, Facebook at realistic Randy. Podcast will be next week. We'll see you then.